I'm going to give a little props to the female energy drink of the year that I actually like. It's called Alani Nu, which is Alani Nutrition. Maybe you need a male influencer. I don't know. They're more sweet, and obviously it's a feminine product because it's not Monster or Bang. You know, give me energy in the morning and pleasure at night. I don't know. Who doesn't have a good meltdown sometimes?
When the entire world is watching you 24/7, I would have one way sooner than she did. It's almost as if it works.
I think it's working when we spend more money on the right channels and we choose the right partners. Holy cow, this marketing
strategy? Question mark?
Yes.
You're listening to the Radcast. If it's radical, we cover it. Here's your host, Ryan Alford.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the latest edition of the Radcast. It's Friday, July 16th. It's our marketing and advertising news and everything cool that's happening in the world. I'm Ryan Alford.
And I'm Josh Hill.
And we're happy to be with you here. Whether physically, if you're watching our video, it feels physical a little bit. But if you're listening, wherever you are, whenever you are in 2027, we wish you a happy whatever day it is.
Yeah.
You never know what day it is.
Never know.
That always blows my mind when I start talking about that. I don't know why I might be the only one that thinks about how far in the future could someone be listening to this. Clayton, if you're listening to this and you're now in Harvard or wherever you're going to go to school. I told you so.
I want to say happy Wednesday to everyone listening on Wednesdays.
Hey, there you go.
I'm going to give a specific shout out for those people.
Yes, happy Wednesday to you. So, Josh, what's happening here in the middle of July? Where has the world gone in the month of July? I don't know.
Oh, man, everywhere.
You had a good week?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a fantastic Shark Week.
Yes, Shark Week.
Swimming away from any shark I can see.
Oh my God, it is Shark Week. Again, we don't know where you are, whenever you are, but it is Shark Week for us this week. And I've been watching this. They have it on the Discovery Channel, obviously, I think is where it originated, I believe. And Sharknado, the cheesiest movie of all time. But that and the National Geographic, it's back and forth. There's two channels that are all sharks all the time, and it's scaring the shit out of me. Josh, there was an 8-foot great white, wide, 8 foot wide, 20 feet long, and they're just, hey, here we have a great white, and I believe he's about 8 feet wide and 20 feet long. I'm like, that's a fucking buzz.
Yeah. So, no thanks.
He could eat both of us and not even probably realize he did it.
Right.
We'd just be an appetizer.
Oh, yeah.
Like some sardines. Human sardines.
Make me some fish food.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to Mexico in a week. Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes. Amen. Thank you for that. And I don't know if I'm going to get in the ocean. I got to calm down from my Shark Week fears. It's what's lurking below? I'm in 2 feet of water going, could that 8 foot? I'm doing the math. Is there any way he can beach it right here and eat my leg?
Your Google history searches are can sharks fly? Can sharks?
Yes, they can fly. That's the thing. They're showing them, they're near these sea lions or whatever. They go to we're going right here where they like to feast on the sea lions and they fly out of the water. They're flying great whites.
Man, maybe you need to move a little bit further inland.
Yeah, I think so. I think, can they crawl down? Can they watch? Are they truly land sharks now? They live 70 years old. Did you know that they live that long?
That's too long.
70 years. They live as long as we do.
Dang.
They got scars and all this stuff. I'm I don't know.
Yeah, send their kids off to college. They're empty nesters.
Yeah, I'm doing the research of which sharks like to bite.
Yeah,
it's I know great whites will crush you, but they had this thing a mako shark. I thought mako sharks were kind of, they're a little ugly, but they wouldn't mess with you. Nah, they attacked several people.
Yeah.
So Shark Week is definitely on at the Alford residence.
Get your land sharks. Get your I love the Narragansett featured in Jaws. That's the best Shark Week way to go.
Yes. I am going to venture into one thing. We don't do ads. We don't sell ads on this. We could sell ads, but we don't sell ads. But I'm going to give a little props to the female energy drink of the year that I actually like. It's called Alani Nu, which is Alani Nutrition. I'm drinking a Breeze Berry right now. So this is free promotion for you, Alani. Maybe you need a male influencer. I don't know. But because it's all women on your profile. I looked at their Instagram. It's all women all day. All shiny, happy, attractive influencer women, I dare say.
Right.
But it's quite tasty, Josh.
Yeah, if you can, their marketing's telling me if I start drinking that, I can pose on a beach and smile really happily.
They're more sweet, and obviously it's a feminine product because it's not Monster or bang. You know, the masculine topics, but it's very sweet. Some people probably find it too sweet, but it strikes me as potentially being good with some vodka.
No, that's what I like to hear.
That's where my brain went. I'm like, yeah, you know, give me energy in the morning and pleasure at night. I don't know. Or buzz, you know. Alani knew. Call us here at the Radcast.
It's like a day mullet where business in the morning, party at night.
Yeah, I think they took over the watching the video version. You'll see the can shape of what is it? Red Bull, the original energy drink. Yeah. And it gives you wings and it tastes good.
Nice.
Just to steal a line. So anyway, if you're out there, Alani New people, we're gonna tag you in this highlight clip. Here, Alani New. It's the energy drink for me. Maybe I'm just tired of everything else and it's a little sweeter. Anyway, a lot of sports this week. Definitely hitting Google Trends and everything. We're going to get to a couple of those topics, but the British Open is going on. Jordan Spieth had a great first round. When we're recording this, we haven't kicked off the second round just yet. And Louis Oosthuizen, who almost won the U.S. Open, is in first, I believe, or in the leaderboard there. So lots going on there. Beautiful quarters. I was like watching some of the highlights. And then the big sports week, you got the British Open going on, or excuse me, the Open. Mm-hmm. I don't think they call it the British Open anymore. It's just the Open Championship. They start changing things. I don't know if that was political driven or, you know, it's not just the British.
Is that one of those like, oh, do Canadians call it Canadian bacon?
Yeah, exactly. Just bacon here. Yeah. The Open Championship. And then the NBA Finals. The Bucks and the Suns are tied at 2 games apiece. I must admit, I'm not watching much of any of it. I do enjoy the highlights. I'll probably watch like game 6 or 7. I grew up playing basketball, but I've kind of just don't really watch much NBA anymore. And, you know, the Bucks and the Suns aren't exactly, I don't know, mainstream teams for me. I don't know. I hate to say it, but if it was like LA and New York, I might watch it more. I don't know. I hate to be that guy, but, you know, no LeBron, who's, I'm not necessarily even a LeBron fan, but seems to make it more interesting. And they got a lot of good players, but 2-2 looks like it's a good series. I'll probably start watching here. Game 5, 6, 7. Looks like it's time to watch. Because now it means something, you know.
Right.
Like the 7-game series is kind of like, oh, okay, I'll catch up like game 5. You know.
Oh yeah.
When all the marbles start coming together. So lots in sports. It's hitting all the Google Trends. I was looking at it this morning. Josh showed it was like 7 of the 10 topics were something related to the Open Championship or the NBA Finals. But one thing in particular that I think is relevant to us is free Britney.
Yeah, free our queen.
Britney Spears fighting her conservatorship. I can't say that word. I think that's what it is. Like, is that the right terminology?
I think so.
Yeah, her father's like had control of her finances in her life. You know, she might be a little crazy, or a lot crazy. But, you know, is she really that much more crazy than a lot of fucking crazy people,
right?
Like where she can't control her own money in life. Like how many people every day win the lottery and they fucking blow it in a week? You know,
you really think her current situation's helping?
Yeah, exactly. So she can't hire. She got, I guess, rights to hire her own lawyer. Like, oh, okay, wow. Pick her own lawyer. Like, is this really happening? Like, think about how many quasi insane, not so with it people, even celebrities. Somebody you're like. They really got it together.
I don't know what it is. Like her entire career, everyone's kind of treated her just terribly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, all she was like the first like true, I don't know if I'd call it, if it's social media, but it was like when Facebook like was first starting out like 2002, 3, 4, like the heyday of the start of Facebook, kind of the viralness of like her music videos and things like that.
Yeah,
kind of like coincided.
The emergence of like, I know she was like huge on like YouTube, MySpace, and Facebook when those were like first getting big, and
Yeah.
so it's like, I don't know, huge pop star mixed with the internet star.
I don't know where the hate came from. It seems to have gone full circle because now everybody's rooting for her, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone figured out they're being terrible and they're
Yeah, like, all right,
remorseful.
free her. We're freeing her from our ridicule and from her father's fiefdom.
We did this. We're sorry.
Yeah, so we'll see where that goes. So free Britney, because why the hell is she trapped anyway? I don't know. I don't get it. Again, I think she had a meltdown or a couple meltdowns. But hey, who doesn't have a good meltdown sometimes?
When the entire world is watching you 24/7, I would have one way sooner than she did.
True. This is true. Another new thing, I thought this was interesting. Found some good articles this week on HypeBeast. I think they're known mainly, or started out being known. They got a huge following on Instagram. I do follow them. They talk about trending fashion and stuff, but I think it started with tennis shoes.
Yeah.
But they did have an interesting brand ranking metric. I thought related in marketing, advertising. We're into brands.
Yeah.
We like brands.
I've heard of brands.
We like rankings.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through this, Josh. Let's get some reactions here, thoughts. I'm just going to call out the top 10 via the brand ranking, and I'll start at number 10. So Supreme is number 10. We all know Supreme.
Yeah.
Cool, niche. I don't even know what other adjectives I would use. Just, I don't know. I mean, obviously started with skateboarding, right?
Yeah.
But like,
It's kind of just turned into like they'll partner with anyone.
yeah, which is cool. Like, there's a certain brand on here that I did see they partner with that makes handbags, but we'll get to that. Tik Philippi is number 9. I have no idea if I said that right. I'm a watch guy, but I can't pretend to know. I don't have a Tik Philippi. Not my style. But it is number 9.
They're,
Mean anything to you?
a little bit. I actually really like some of their like old watches. They're
Okay. The old. I think I'm into the old stuff.
Those are really cool.
Yeah.
But,
Expensive.
yeah.
Quite expensive.
I don't have them.
This was the surprise of the whole list for me, Josh. Number 8, it's moved up 4 spots here in the ranking. Gap.
Gap's one we brought up a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because they really leaned into their marketing and got really strategic with their partnerships, and they upped their ad budget as well. And they also had that collab with Kanye, which of course is Kanye. So he's going to Midas touch everything. So
yes.
I mean, you can see, spend more money on advertising, get those partnerships. It's almost as if it works.
I think it's working when we spend more money on the right channels and we choose the right partners. Holy cow, this marketing
strategy question mark?
Yes. What's the strategy? We have one. So yeah, that was not a surprise, but not a surprise. Number 7, it might be my favorite name on the list. Sakai. I'm saying that right?
I hope so.
Because that was the one I didn't know.
Same.
I'm just going to admit. And if you didn't know it and I didn't know it, we kind of cover 2 genres here. Like, like we have some overlap, but definitely other ends. But like, if we don't know it, then maybe we need to go Google it later.
I used to be a long-term subscriber to GQ. Still don't know that name.
Yeah.
Not really
Sakai,
into that.
I don't know. It made me think of like Cobra Kai.
Right.
Sakai. Is it like a, cool karate brand, or is it something way like juicier than that? And we're just butchering it. And people are going to listen and go, they don't know what that is. Oh my God, I'm never listening to Radcast again. And number 6, would you like to pronounce this one for us? Number 6, Josh?
I think it's like a new brand called Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton. Someone says it that way.
It's not like new or something.
Yeah. Louis Vuitton is coming in at number 6. That one's not a surprise.
Yeah, they've been steady up there.
Steady brand. I mean, it's still like the cachet of the old Louis.
They've finally broken past just being bags.
Yes.
Gotten into some of the streetwear style, but
yep. And so number 5, another one I know and that I like, is some Yeezys.
Oh yeah.
Does Adidas make Yeezys? They own it now. Is that right? Yeah, I think so.
You gotta check with the producer.
Yeah, producer Daniel shaking his head. Yes. I feel like I knew that, but didn't know that. I was like, yes, Yeezys. Did they start it? Or did they, and it was a sub brand, or did they buy it?
Nike at first.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah. Like, How could this was how can we start selling our shoes instead of for $40 for $400?
Yeah.
Very good. The exact same materials, just a little bit more fashionable in our own minds.
What if put more money?
And we'll make a scarcity because we'll make fewer of them. We'll make fewer. We'll sell more. We'll make more money. Yes.
Perfect.
It's called capitalism. Off-White, number 4. What's
That's a good
Off-White
one.
known for?
Probably their biggest thing was their Nike collab.
Okay.
So they're kind of, you can recognize them usually by like, recently been doing things where it's like stamped like big all caps letters, and so they'll like label things. So like the Nike ones, it literally had like upper and then stamped laces and then like lower, stuff like that. So it's like they're labeling the parts of your clothes.
Nice. Okay.
But
All
they had a
right.
belt that was like super popular for like a couple years, but it looked ridiculous.
Number 3, and I still have a pair of these. The walk-arounds or walkers or whatever they're called. Vans. I remember growing up, and I was a skateboard guy for a little while. Not long, for like 3 or 4 years. Probably like 10 and 11 to 15, 14. I don't know. I started playing basketball, and it was like no good being a skateboarder. But Tony Hawk, and like I think he might have been an original Vans guy or one of them, you know.
Yeah.
But you like Vans?
Oh yeah, I remember in high school, and then kind of since then, it was like anytime you watched a like live concert or went to a show, like 9 out of 10 of the like players on the stage were wearing Vans, so everyone's like, "That's so cool."
They were probably, at least in my memory, one of the early, not just influencers, but influencers and street marketing and all that big ball of wax, like pre-X Games, all that stuff. Like Vans is like the original like marketing, I don't know, savant. Like I don't know. Like they just do their thing very well.
Yeah, do their thing. It's like they stay in their lane. They like work with people who they think are cool, like musicians, artists, skaters, like cyclists, stuff like that. Like they're just cool.
They're cool, and it all seems to radiate around that brand, which is very smart. Number 2, Adidas, also known as Adidas.
They're crushing it.
Yeah, they are.
They've been really taking over the last few years.
I love me some Adidas like soccer shoes. Like I got like 2 or 3 pairs of those. Super comfortable. Don't have them on today. I will wear them next week sometime for you.
Great closet staple.
Yes, and they've golf. Their golf stuff's good. Their streetwear is good. Their shorts and just everyday wear is good. And then the brand is, they're being super smart with making $400 Yeezys.
Right.
They're only 2 of the top 10. They actually, with their collective ranking of Yeezys and Adidas, they're effectively should be number 1, I think.
Totally.
And number 1, at no surprise, in our top 10 HypeBeast brands, Nike.
I've got my Nikes on today.
You have your Nikes on. Nike. Phil Knight, also an Oregon Duck, but the Nike brand still kicking it at number 1. It does seem to just have that longevity between, I don't know. For me, it started with Jordan, Air Jordan growing up and owning that. And then I know Jordan's kind of built his subsegment. And then you got Tiger Woods and all that, like in my mindset. And now it's just a behemoth in so many other layers. I will say I think Adidas is more in my kind of periphery of what I choose, but it's just there's no denying the power of Nike.
Yeah, they're too big.
Too big to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and they're smart too. They do it. I mean, they have so many offshoots of their brands. Like we could literally do a news segment on just their marketing tactics every week.
Definitely. Yeah.
it's like when I'm going through like some of my journalistic sources, like every other time, sometimes there's something about Nike and some activation. So
they're just so ingrained in history, culture.
Yep. And then, I don't know what's happened with some of their tech stuff. I did have like their running band at one time. They were in that fitness tracker stuff. And I'm sure they probably still are, but it's fallen off the radar a little bit. It kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Technology. It looked cool. Like the brand was kind of cool, like the running band, but then like the app sucked. And like, I don't know. Maybe they've rebounded. Somebody's going to send me some message like, you haven't tried their new whatever. Okay. We haven't, but it sucked when I tried it and they haven't gotten back into the realm for me. So Cool. That is your HypeBeast top 10 brands. We're going to do that periodically. I think that was kind of fun. We'll see how much they change. They stay the same every week. We'll see. But it looks like there was some movement with Gap coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So not a surprise to everything else. Yeah, this was interesting. It was going to be one of the news topics, but I thought this was funny. So Apple, if you mess around with the weather app, it's ever, a balmy 70 degrees and it might be fluctuating a degree or two into a funny, number that everyone laughs about, right? Dual meaning, whatever, quadruple meaning. If there's lots of, it has to be my stepdad's favorite number, which is kind of weird in all of itself.
Nice.
But yes, 69 will not display in the Apple weather app for some reason, which was both funny and surprising with how liberal Apple is, but reactions.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll experience some nice weather, but not weather that's nice.
Yes. Not that nice.
Nice.
They're missing out on 69 in the weather app. So give that a try if you're listening. I thought that was interesting. I don't know that we're in South Carolina here if we're going to hit 69 and come here. We're in the middle of July.
It's going to be a few more months.
It might be maybe October we'll hit 69.
Maybe I can hack it and then just make my app only say 69.
Yeah, put it the refrigerator.
Oh, yeah.
Could you do does it have, I guess it's doing outside though. It's some radar somewhere.
Man, I'll find a way.
Find a way to see if it should say 69 if it skips over it to 68. So give anyone out there that has it, report back if that is actually true.
Yeah.
But supposedly it's true. We wouldn't know because we can't test it here in South Carolina in the middle of July.
Right.
But anything with TikTok on your radar this week, Josh?
Biggest one I've seen is, there's plenty of them, but there's the me explaining sound, which is someone kind of explaining where it's kind of like me explaining a topic and the person's just not understanding. I've seen people talking to their cat and it's the voice, the sound with it is and just gibberish. And they're talking to my cat, explaining that earbuds are not a toy. Or me, I saw some for advertising, me explaining to a client that you can't do this sort of tracking, or you can't, we can't make 50,000 billboards with $2. And there's and the other person's just not listening. Seen plenty of terrible ads, honestly.
That has been hitting my radar.
There's been some there's even been an Ad Age article on it where it's the entry to TikTok from marketers are been extremely awkward, and you'll notice a lot of people are turning their comments off because they're just not prepared to deal with the just
backlash,
pandemonium happening. Because I think people really need to realize that TikTok is not an organized place. You got to kind of go in with a little chaos, be loose with it, have some fun. And then even Disney's putting out stuff where it's just a picture and it's just so lazy. But someone who I've seen do a great entry is Top Gear announcing their newest special. That's been super well received because they already had a presence of people posting their clips from the show.
Yep.
TikTok has a massive car enthusiast audience. So that's one where I applaud you of they did their research, they know who's on their app, and then they went in saying they literally were I don't even know what TikTok is, but they told us to do this. So hey guys, we're announcing our show on TikTok. It's very funny, and they're always funny.
I like it. The one thing that's hit my radar that's not new, it's probably a month old, and maybe it's just because I listen to country music and stuff, but the fancy dance.
Oh yeah.
That's a month old. I know it's not new, and we're doing trending topics here, but Walker Hayes, the country artist, did any of those hit your radar?
I got a few of them. They're
Okay.
good. It's
Applebee's and all that stuff, and Applebee's got a free brand kick from that, I've heard.
Oh, nice.
Fancy like a day like Applebee's. That's a lyric from the song. But I guess since now I looked at a couple of those videos, now I'm getting everybody that's doing the dance that Walker Hayes and his daughter did to the song. But it is kind of catchy. They're playing it a lot on Sirius XM. My Highway. That's the channel that I was thinking of. The Highway's playing it fancy like. It's kind of catchy. So that's hitting my radar a month later on TikTok. Maybe that's just my my feed.
Right.
It's always a month behind the trends. Cool. We'll move right to the news topics.
Radcast news.
Facebook is committing $1 billion. That's $1 billion with a B, to pay creators.
About time, I guess.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
seems like,
well, there's going to be so much competition.
oh yeah,
And look, it makes sense, right? Like, it's kind of like the creators and their content is like stations on a TV program, right?
yes,
You come to see the content, the
Right.
entertaining content.
yeah,
Yeah, you care what your Aunt Susie's doing and all that. But I mean, how many times can you see her bake an apple pie or, tell Uncle Howard, like, hey, you need to be doing this, whatever. That's only so interesting. We need the content from the creators, right?
yeah, for sure. I think like they've always been really trying to like compete with YouTube, and been a little behind because YouTube's been monetizing videos for a long time. You can make a lot of money,
Yeah.
like getting some views, and even TikTok's got a creative fund. Not as robust. They're kind of like a lot of kinks there.
Yeah.
But I think Facebook, I think it's the right move, but I think they should have done it about 5 years ago or
I know.
10 years ago.
They might be a little late. I don't know. And, when they say Facebook, I'm sure that overlaps with Instagram. And
Right.
so that's probably a more likely avenue for them maybe to get some traction with this. But be interesting how that payment works out. Is it like you said, is it going to be the monetization route of YouTube
Right.
based on, number of views, or is it, which makes sense, or is it going to be a more sponsored type thing? I don't know.
Be tough to know.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about posting to Facebook and Instagram, maybe you should start doing it.
But they
more.
did say, and Zuckerberg
Mhm.
came out and said, trying to help their creators have a living wage from just content on the platform.
Right.
Hey, so if you create
Nice.
content all day,
Yeah.
have a living wage of
I mean-
$12 an hour or whatever. I don't know.
I think Mark knows it's helping fill his pockets, so
Yeah.
might as well.
Yeah. $1
Keep
billion.
growing that.
What a generous
You
guy.
can work at facebook.com.
Yeah. 1% of their annual revenue.
Yeah. The snack for him.
Yeah, exactly. He spent that on his yacht last week.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he has a yacht. I'm sure he does. But number 2 on our list, this was all over the place. And we do have a client that actually was involved with this because their fabric was used in Branson. The millionaire race to space. I'm just going to call it that.
Yeah.
The billionaire race to
Billionaire,
space. You had Branson with the Virgin launch that happened. Did you catch any of that?
Yeah. I watched his little speech and his little float around.
Yeah. It was good. I mean,
Crazy looking plane too.
I know, it's like none of this is approachable yet. It's like
No.
$200,000 for and whether you had the money or not, it would not be that interested in going to space. Like,
Yeah.
how niche is this? It's like these guys are all worried about getting there first. Bezos is going next week, or
hmm
is it a week away with the name of it? Can't remember the name of it.
Something.
Rocket ship. We're going to call it the
Blue
Amazon
Origin.
ship. His Amazon spaceship.
And then it's something Shepherd is
Yeah.
the like specific ship. I remember
It's
God-
called Prime One.
the God, did you see the news clip of like the news broadcasters were like showing a clip of it, and one of the like broadcasters saw it for the first time and just couldn't stop laughing because it has a very unique shape.
Say to it. Who has the biggest rocket ship?
Read my lips. No.
God, I also love that like they're also Jeff was like, oh, Richard didn't actually go to space.
Yeah,
Like he didn't go far enough. So now they're arguing about where space is, and it's just,
Your ship is not as big as mine. Your ship has not gone as deep into space as mine.
oh God,
Oh my gosh. This is
womp
Yeah.
womp.
yes. Thank you.
What's the weather again?
I don't know. Like, it's just entertaining that these guys are like, jabbing each other who goes to space. And
Yeah.
like, I'm sure there's a lot of space freaks out there that are like, oh my God, I would want to go to space. All that. I mean, if it became commercialized and totally safe, would I do it for like, a few $1,000s? Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe. But am I really that interested in it? I don't
Yeah.
know.
because I started thinking about it. I'm like, man, there's just so many other things I'd rather do.
Yeah.
Like, like I don't know, like even if it's like for a couple grand, I could do that. But like, I don't know, I'd rather have a better drum set than I don't know.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. I agree.
They can keep having their little.
The billionaire race to space to be continued.
They can go.
But you know what? This is gonna sound. I'm gonna say it because it's what came to my mind.
Mhm.
I feel like one of these is not going to end well.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like Challenger, like 1984. I'm like 7 years old. I remember being in elementary school in the Challenger ship. This is when like space was cool and astronauts and all that stuff. And I say this not jokingly, but I just feel like we're gonna like one of these guys is gonna blow themselves up.
Yeah.
I really don't mean it jokingly, but doesn't it kind of feel that way a little bit?
Well, all three of them have had so many rocket failures. So many crashes, so many things, and they're just all three of them are racing, so they're rushing everyone.
Yeah.
Like it's just rushed work is never good.
I think you're gonna. I really hope I'm wrong in this. Maybe they figured it out, and that's taking so long. But
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna like come to some kind of screeching halt with some kind of accident. But we'll see. The billionaire race to space continues. To be continued next week. We'll let you know how Bezos did.
Yeah.
Lastly, today, and this kind of relates to what we talked about either last week or the week before, kind of giving a little bit of guidance. This kind of hit my radar, and it's not surprising. I kind of felt it was coming. Marketing budgets are slipping. They're shrunk to 6.4% average of total revenue. Marketing budgets across all brands nationwide. It is the lowest percentage average on record in the history of Gartner recording such data. And look, it doesn't surprise. It totally doesn't surprise me. And I think it's two things. There were a lot of losses last year, so I do understand it for some brands. They don't have. They're trying to make up for losses. Totally get it. But I do think what you have going on here is a little bit of that. Things are good right now.
Yeah.
People are cutting back. Oh, we could spend less. It's a mistake, people. Don't take the fruit. This is when you need to double down. And I'm not saying spend more, but definitely don't spend less. This is your chance to really go after brand metrics and things like that. But this definitely hit my radar, Josh.
Yeah. Like you're starting to get some traction. It's time to go for it.
Yeah.
I know some of these, like there's plenty, there's some other factors like people are like, oh, we can target better so we can spend less.
Yep.
And it's like, you can grow your audience also.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a big eye roll there.
Yeah, awareness still matters, people.
And then there's plenty of major tech companies that are starting to pull back on their stuff because I mean they're reaching they're top usership numbers like Spotify, what's the Uber Lyft.
Yep.
But they're all the big tech companies that have never been profitable. Spotify's never made a profit in its 12 years. It's lost
I will
money.
say this, and this will surprise people. Like one of the more frequent questions I get from clients that we first start working with or that are looking to hire us, they ask us, how much, what should our marketing budget be?
Mm-hmm.
And, 6.4% of revenue compared to what most people even come into us, which is the average now. Most people that come to us, the medium-sized brands and companies we work with, are not even spending close to 6.4%.
Right.
They're spending more like 3 or 4%.
Right.
And that's the biggest question. And I tell people all the time, it really depends on the industry. And that is true. But it's also like, well, do you want to shrink? Do you want to stay the same or do you want to grow?
Right.
And so, and it's not always that easy, but yeah, spend 3 to 4% and let's see what happens over 5 years.
Right.
Spend in the average range, you'll stay the same. And if you want to grow, you got to spend more.
Right.
And so it's investment, people.
Yeah.
And I think that's a real key distinction that if you want to grow, in general, there's certain industries that don't fall in this, but you've got to spend 7 to 10% of revenue.
Yeah.
If you want to grow.
It's hard because it's going to be
especially in competitive industries.
Yeah. And
One thing if you offer Uber,
right.
But before there was Lyft,
Right. But it's hard too because it's like such a delayed response to like you invest in some new equipment, you hire someone like you start making more stuff right away. But marketing, it takes time and takes frequency. But if you want to be a long-term company, a long-term brand, you have to do it.
Short-termism is the path to doomism. And it's what we live in. Everybody wants it now.
Yeah. Short term leads to short term. Sorry.
Hey, there you go. There you have hallelujah on that one. Amen. Amen. Yeah, profound here on the Radcast. I think that's it, Josh. An extended news version today.
Extended.
Hey, we had a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. A lot going on. A lot of fun stuff.
Alani knew. Call me.
Yeah.
But appreciate it, Josh. You know where to find us. We're at theradcast.com. All our content can be searchable there. All the highlight clips, all the videos, all the audio, right there at theradcast.com. I'm at Ryan Alford on all the channels. Josh Chill on Instagram. Find us there. We'll see you next time on the Radcast.
To listen to full episodes or to contact us, visit us on the web at theradcast.com or follow our host at Ryan Alford on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in.